My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every single week, we break down full UFC fight cards. We give you our predictions, our bets, and our fantasy plays. So make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. And this video is brought to you by BETU Play to Earn. BETU Play to Earn is the world's first online sports and esports betting game. Check it out now at betuearn.com. That's bet, the letter U, earn.com. Next up, at UFC Vegas 50, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have Marlon Moraes taking on Yadong Song. Marlon Moraes is 23-9. He's only 1-4 in his last 5. He's coming off a ground and pound loss to Merab Dvalishvili. Song Yadong, or Yadong Song, is 18-5 overall. He's 3-1-1, coming off the knockout win over Julio Arce a few months ago. Marlon Moraes is an absolute savage. I told this story last time I broke him down, but I managed professional fighters. I have for 15 years. And in 2011, I was managing a young guy from American Top Team, got him a fight in the XFC. That fight fell through. So then they said, hey, we got this guy, Marlon Moraes. Will you fight him? We said, sure. Marlon Moraes beat him.
It was me. It was me. You can say it was me.
Yeah. Wrong complexion. Marlon Moraes beat him handily, and that kicked off an incredible 5-year unbeaten streak where Marlon just set the world on fire. He's a phenomenal striker. He's got really heavy kicks. When he's on, he looks unbeatable. The problem is that people figured out that if you pressure Marlon Moraes and you back him up, he can end up a step behind. He puts so much power into everything that he sort of needs to plant when he throws, and he ends up literally 1 second behind. That's how Rob Font outboxed him. As soon as Marlon Moraes would plant, Rob was like, bang, bang, and would just touch him up because Marlon was planting, looking for power. And that's how Merab was just taking him down over and over, because he would plant to throw a kick, plant to throw a big punch, and Merab was like, whoop, and just dropped under there and took a shot. But he is incredible. Song Yadong, he's very young. He's only 24 years old, but he's a good technical striker who moves really well. He's fast, he hits hard, and he's athletic, but he is hittable at 4 significant strikes absorbed per minute. He throws everything with power, but that does leave him open for takedowns. He has okay submission defense, but he's very good at creating space and getting back to his feet. He does like to dictate the pace, but doing that against another high-level striker like Moraes may be tricky. And as it sits now, Song Yadong is, you see, minus 240 here. Some books he's almost at minus 300. And I think it's a little disrespectful to Marlon Moraes. I get it. He's only 1-4 in his last 5, but his losses were 2. Merab Dvalishvili, who's just savage wrestler. Rob Font, phenomenal boxer. Corey Sandhagen just fought for a title. Some people think he won it. And Henry Cejudo, who was the champion. I think all of those people also beat Song Yadong. He would also be 1-4 in his last 5, and he may be 0-5 in his last 5, because that one win was against Jose Aldo. So Marlon Moraes beat Jose Aldo a little over 2 years ago, and he can chop up Yadong's legs, really make something happen. My head and my heart are disagreeing here. My head is saying that Marlon Moraes actually needs to just come forward, throw a beating out there, and just really make a statement. And Marlon Moraes can do it because he's that talented. My heart is, sorry, that's my heart. My head is saying Song Yadong is just younger.
What's your stomach saying?
It's saying I shouldn't have made tacos for dinner and then sat in front of a computer for 2 hours talking to people about fights, is what that's saying. But Song Yadong, so my heart's with Marlon Moraes. My head is with Song Yadong. He's a good striker. He's got some decent power. He's got a good chin. And if he can survive the first round, I think he can get it done. Yadong's the pick, but I love Marlon Moraes. I'm going to figure out something to do here with him. But what are your thoughts?
Yadong should be on Yadong. Listen, Marlon Moraes is, because you said, what does my heart do? What's my I say your dong should be on Yadong. You know what I mean? So Marlon Moraes is 0-5 in his last 5 fights. Let's get that straight. He lost to Jose Aldo. Everyone knows that he lost that fight. I don't know why they gave him that decision. But I kind of feel bad for him. That last fight against Merab, it was like, what the hell is he supposed to do, right? He had Merab literally out on his feet for like 2 straight minutes. I mean, Marlon is doing everything you're supposed to do to be able to stop that fight, and Merab is able to just kind of somehow survive. And then obviously Marlon, already with gas tank issues, absolutely unloaded the tank and just had nothing left. I don't blame him for that loss. That's a tough loss to take because he did look so good and he was able to win the battle that he was supposed to. He did everything he was supposed to do, and then somehow ended up losing the fight because he get gas and the fight wasn't stopped. So with that said, I just cannot trust Marlon Moraes. I just can't trust his chin. I can't trust his cardio. He is a very, very skilled individual, and he's going to be there in the early rounds, right? In the early exchanges, there's going to be a few exchanges where Marlon Moraes is definitely going to win those exchanges. He's a very, very good striker. But I agree, Yadong is going to have the speed advantage. I think he's going to have the precision. He's going to have a little bit of a grappling advantage if he wants to use it. Or it's like wrestling in general, because Marlon Moraes is good at jiu-jitsu, but wrestling, if he needs to use it, I think his defense is going to be better, and I think his cardio is going to be better, and I just think that this is not a tailor-made matchup, but I think this is going to really open up some eyes to people on Song Yadong. I know he is a favorite. He is like a 2-1 favorite, whatever he is, but I think people are going to be really, really impressed with the performance that Song Yadong puts on Marlon Moraes. And this is a great name, the co-main event, to show off somebody like Song Yadong. Because, I mean, he did get, the shit beat out of him by Kyler Phillips lock of the week, but, I had to bring it up. But Song Yadong is a real deal, and he's going to be in this division. He's going to be a top guy very, very soon.
And it was actually the wrestling from Kyler Phillips that got that done. And Marlon Moraes can wrestle. He can also grapple. I mean,
he can grapple.
He's very good. I just, and he's only 33. You would actually think he was 38. But he's been in wars. He's a striker, and they tend to age a little faster. But, I'm really looking forward to it. $7,000, honestly, if he wins, he will definitely be in what is probably an optimal DraftKings lineup, because if he wins, it's first round knockout and he's scoring big time points. Because you brought up a good point with the Merab fight. Merab's a savage wrestler, and that's how he won that fight. But Marlon almost pulled up a massive upset in that fight and had everybody on pins and needles for a few minutes there. And if the ref stopped it, nobody would have been.
No. It was literally like a few minutes. It wasn't like one of those like, oh, I'm just going to try and finish him right here. He's like chasing him around the cage. Just Merab is like stumbling and falling and spinning, getting off takedowns, beating him. He'd get up and fall again. It was crazy.
It was because I bet on Merab, so I remember being incredibly stressed watching that whole thing happen. So anyway, Marlon Moraes. It could be value at $7,000, but I think he's first round or scores no points whatsoever. So if you think he's going to get the knockout, then go ahead and go for it. $9,200, I'm not playing Song Yadong. No way. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of risk fighting somebody like Marlon Moraes. I'm not doing it. Are you spending that money?
It's a little risky given the talent of Marlon Moraes because he is a top guy.
Yeah, he does have a chin, though. He has a chin, which can help him here. But Marlon Moraes could just chop down that tree and light up those legs. And I think it's a more and more monkey knife fight play. I think it's a decision. I think Song Yadong wins a decision. But I think that, both these guys have some moments they go back and forth. So I'm a big more and more guy in this fight for sure.
Yeah, because even when Marlon gets tired, that dude has heart. He was exhausted against Merab and was still fighting for... That was another where they were like, he didn't want to stop the fight from Marlon's side either, and he was just getting beat on and was finding a way to kind of throw back. He is tough as hell even when he ggets tired, so I think it's a more and more for sure.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and don't forget, guys, these monkey knife fight lines move. If you're watching it live, hit it now. If you're watching it a few days later, the line might be different, but they move as the week goes on. So if you like a line... As soon as you see it, make sure you hit it because it moves with the money. WeWantPicks.com/MKF. Monkey Knife Fight is daily fantasy, super fun, pretty easy. You just look at the strike lines, you say more or less, and you can win some real money. It's a great time. Check it out. And also check out WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners. Make a deposit. Let me know after you do, and we send you $50 as a thank you. That's WeWantPicks.com/bets.